good evening. Thank you for tuning in once again to TGM Television. It's Wednesday night Bible study, and we are in the house.
Yeah.
As you can see, we are in the house. This is somebody's house tonight. And we are going to have Bible study. Thank you to the TGM class. Thank you, my Facebook Live crew. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you share it. Tell somebody else that we are going live. This is Bible study on Wednesday nights. Sorry we missed you last week, but we are back tonight and we are back rolling. So tell somebody, please share this. I want to remind you guys, follow us. Follow us on Instagram at @the_God Movement, Twitter, @the_God Movement. Visit our website, www.thegodmovement.com, and watch us on YouTube, TGM Television. When you're scrolling through YouTube and you're trying to find something to watch and you just don't know, give TGM Television a chance. There are more things coming to you this year, I guarantee it. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Tonight's Bible study lesson is going to be what we do, what I like to do at the end of the year. I evaluate at the beginning of the year. We make projections and we plan. And so tonight's lesson comes from a somewhat very familiar passage of scripture. I'm sure that someone has said it or quoted it sometime in your life, but it is Matthew chapter 6, and this is the first part of a two-part lesson. First part of a two-part lesson. We evaluate, and then after you evaluate, what do you do after evaluation? You prioritize. And so that's what we're talking about tonight. Where are your priorities? All right, Matthew chapter 6, and we're going to begin at verse number 30. Well, actually, it's just one verse. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. I'm sorry, not 30. Verse 33. Matthew 6 and 33. Sorry about that. All right. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And that is the scripture. And the topic of tonight's lesson is, where are your priorities? I want you to consider that. Where are your priorities? What are priorities? What are those things that take up most of our time and effort? What have you been spending your time and effort on? Tonight's lesson is, where are your priorities? All right. So I'm going to start. You got a question? Yes, sir. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Yeah, not 30. I'm sorry, I said 30, but it's Matthew 6 and 33. All right, Matthew 6 and 33. All right, so first I want to start off with the fleeting, first off, getting us to understand the value of time. The value of time. The fleetingness of this thing we call time. Do you realize that when we first came in here, even though it's the same night, what you did 2 seconds ago is now history?
Yeah.
And we are living in the ever present. You can't predict the future. Most of the time, though, we don't really understand the value of time. When you look, there are so many people. Last year, a lot of people did not make it. Some people died. You know somebody that died? Anybody know somebody that died last year? I know a few people who passed away last year. And, some people were left distraught. Some people were left hurt, depressed, and everything. But the understanding is that death is a part of life. But what it teaches us is that everything that we are enjoying in the present is limited and temporary. I want us to get that. Everything that you see in front of you is temporary. This is a big apartment complex, but one day this apartment complex is going to crumble. The clothes that you have on, one day they're going to get old. You, the people who you love, one day they're going to get old, and ultimately all of us is going to die. The things that we are enjoying right now is limited. And, at first, first question, God, why do we have to die? Why do we have these connections? And then we have to be severed from these connections. The understanding is that limitations are supposed to teach us value.
Yeah.
Limitations teach value. What do you mean? That means because I know that one day I'm going to die, that means my time is what? Valuable. If I had a surplus of time, my time wouldn't be valuable because what I didn't tell you yesterday, I could just tell you tomorrow. But when tomorrow is not promised, that means I need to be taking my time wisely. Does that make sense?
That's right.
Limitations is designed to teach us value. It's designed to teach us to appreciate things and appreciate people because what we have will not always be here.
That's right.
I want us to catch that. It's designed to teach us to appreciate things and appreciate people because the things that are here today could be gone tomorrow, or the things that are here today can be gone tonight. It's designed to teach us value. One thing that is limited that many do not seem to pay attention to is our time. Especially when you're young. I've seen so many deaths over the course of 2017, and one of the things that I really found kind of surprising, not really surprising, but it kind of surprised me a little bit, that we all know that we gonna die. But when death happens, it catches us off guard. Why does it catch us off guard? It catches us off guard because we're not expecting it. The person that passed was not expecting it. And it surprised me because even though the brother knew that his brother was going to die, the sister knew that her sister was going to die, the mom knew that her daughter or her son was going to die, they were not expecting them to die at the point that they died. Are y'all catching what I'm saying? And so they were all caught off guard. Even though we know we're going to die, we do not expect to die tonight. How many of y'all expect to die when you leave on your way home? How many of you expect to die when you are in your sleep tonight? None of us expect to die. We all expect to wake up in the morning, but the truth is, the harsh reality is, none of us know when that last day is. None of us know when. The reason why I'm getting to that is because I want us to understand how valuable our time is. We all have a set time to be born and a set time to die. And we have to recognize that our time on earth is limited, and it should make one cautious and aware not to waste a whole lot of time. I wish somebody would have gotten in my head 10 years ago, because that's 10 years that I could have been on the path that I'm on now, and I would not have wasted so much time. Y'all catch what I'm saying? But what I was doing when I was young, you know what I was doing when I was young? I was doing what I wanted to do because I felt like I had the time to do that. When actually, time was so valuable. What if my time to die was at 28 and I didn't get to do or say all those things that I wanted to do or say? Our time here is valuable, and we have to understand that our time is valuable. We cannot waste a whole lot of time with a whole lot of people that's doing nothing and going nowhere, doing things that have no value, because time is valuable. When I realized that the value of my time, it changed my life. It changed my life completely when I realized that there is more to life than getting money. There's more to life than having sex. There's more to life than getting high. My time is very valuable. And if I don't take advantage of the value of that time, you know what happens? You lose something that you will never get back. You can always get more money. You can always get more women. But one thing you will never get back is what? Time. Consider that. Consider how many people said something to somebody. And I hear God right now. Consider how many people have said something to somebody that they expected to be there the next day, and then the time came and they wasn't there. Because they didn't understand. Time is valuable and time is not promised. And so the first thing, while we're talking about priorities, the reason why prioritizing is so important is because your time here is very valuable. And so it behooves us to take the time doing the things that we need to be doing, as opposed to doing the things that we may feel in the moment. And this is why it's important that we understand this thing called delayed gratification, because you can spend all your time chasing the things that you want to do, chasing the things that you want to say, you want to feel, you want to experience. But at the end of the day, have you taken the time to do those things that you really know you need to be doing or you should be doing? One of the things I teach my children, and that is don't treat one another any kind of way. Why? Because you never know. You just never know. Don't talk to your mom a certain way. Don't talk to your dad a certain way. Don't talk to your cousins, your brothers, your sisters. I don't know who this is for, but you never know when that last time is going to be. And so I say that to say this. First off, you got to learn to prioritize, understand the value of time. I want everybody to say this after me. Say, my time is valuable. Come on, say it one more time. My time is valuable. My time is valuable. My time is so valuable. I realize my time is so valuable. I got so upset one day because I had spent the whole day chasing something that ended up not even paying off. And at the end of the day, he asked me, well, why are you getting upset? You did get paid. Yes, but it's not about the money at this point. It's about my time. Because you don't understand what I could have done with the time, with the amount of time that it took for me to do this. I could have been investing that time into something else. Here's my question. Do you place more value on your money or do you place more value on your time? I want you to write that down. What do you place more value on? On your money? And be honest. I'm not looking at it. But I want you to consider, what do you place more value on? Do you place more value on time or do you place more value on money? And I'm asking you that question because I want to put something in your head tonight. I want to put something in your head tonight. I want to put something in y'all's head tonight. That if you place so much value on money, something that you can make again tomorrow, as opposed to time, something that you will never get back. It's a good indication that your priorities may be, a little bit askew. They may be messed up. You can always get more money, but time is the one thing that can never be replaced. I want everybody to say after me, say, my time is valuable. Here's a question. What if the enemy's intention was only to steal time from your life? Have y'all ever considered that? What if the enemy's intention was only to steal time? How much time have you given him? With foolishness, with craziness, with chasing after stuff you shouldn't have been chasing after. And this is not here to break nobody down, but this is here to get you to think. All of the time that you wasted, that you could have been cultivating the gifts, the talents, the dreams, the ideas that God has placed down in you. But how much time has the devil stolen? The enemy stolen? How much time have you wasted? Now, here's my next question. How much more time you going to waste in 2018? You wasted all the time that you wasted in 2017 is already gone. But what are you going to do with the time that God is giving you now? What if the enemy's intention was only to steal time from your life? Because the later he can get you to do what you could or should be doing is the longer it'll take you to get there. So I consider this. I caught my vision when I was 30. What if I'd have caught my vision when I was 20? By the time I got 30, I'd have been 10 years in already. You understand what I'm saying? But this is what the devil does. The devil distracts your mind so that you're not thinking about those things that you could or should be thinking about. And this is why this thing called delayed gratification. Delayed gratification says, I'm not doing the things that I want to do, but I'm doing the things that I know I need to do so that I can, prioritize my time. Basically, you understand what I'm saying? I have to say no to some things that I want to do right now because I never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And I want to position myself in a certain way. Does that make sense? The understanding is we have to understand that our time is valuable. And what the enemy wants to do is he wants to distract your mind because you're not thinking about how much time you got left. You're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about tomorrow's not promised. You're not thinking about putting yourself in a position for you. You're not thinking about, you're thinking about the here and now. And most of us grown people think about the same thing. How can I get my next this or how can I get my next that? Are you spending time? Are you chasing your own passions, lusts, and desires? Or are you putting in the time that that you need to be doing the things that you need to be doing? Until a lot of time passes and people realize that you have wasted the whole life. Have you ever, that was just a thought right there. Have you ever done this? I know for the younger people, y'all really can't feel me on this, but have you ever been to a place where you're in a situation or you're doing something or you're into something and then you look back over all the time that you have wasted trying to get something and really ultimately it's going nowhere, or it
Right.
has went nowhere.
Mhm.
It has done nothing. You've been
Mhm.
doing all this just for nothing. You
Mhm.
know, let me say this clearly. I have nothing against people that smoke weed. I have nothing against people that drink. I have nothing against people that have sex, whatever. I have nothing against them. From the biblical standpoint, I stand against it, but I personally have nothing against it. But my problem with it is, I had a friend of mine, and all he did was smoke weed. I did not judge him. I did not criticize him. But what I asked him one day, he said, man, when you gonna come chill, when you gonna hang with me? I said, man, I don't know. Man, man, you acting funny, you acting fly. It's not that, bro. It's not that. But here's my thing. How many days have you sat out here smoking weed?
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
said every day. And I said, the days that you spent smoking weed was the days I spent building, cultivating my brand.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my question to him is, it's not the fact that you're doing it. My thing is, where are your priorities?
Right.
Because while you sitting out here doing that, think of all the time that you done wasted chasing a high when
Yeah.
you could have been more productive with
Doing
your
something
time.
else. That's
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? And that's the whole understanding. The understanding is that time, you don't realize how much time you've wasted
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
until it's wasted.
That's
And
right.
then 10 years later, you realize I ain't done nothing with this last 10 years but smoke weed.
Hmm.
And this is how the devil, he entice you into these little things quickly,
Uh-huh.
subtly. He pull you in, he draws you into him. And before you know it, it's been 2 years, it's been 3 years,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been 5 years. You still wrestling with a situation that you should have let go of. You still trying to accomplish something that you should have just dropped off to be
Right.
more productive.
That's
And
right.
this is the thing. My time is too valuable for me to be sitting up smoking weed all day. I have things that I need to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My time is too valuable to be sitting down doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Nothing against them. And if that's how you do it, more power to you. But consider how much time you have wasted over the course of your life trying to chase a high that's fleeting. You'll never
Right.
catch the best high. You'll never catch it. You're going to always be chasing it. So then
Right.
my question is, what have you been building?
Mhm.
Whose life have you touched? Do your kids know that you love them? You understand what is
Yeah,
more
yeah.
important to you here? And that's what I'm getting at tonight. Uh, uh, um, and so, which brings me to the next place in the lesson. We have to identify the most important things in our life. And I want you to write that down. It be going into 2018. I want you guys to write that. Going into 2018, have you identified the most important things in your life? Sometimes you can talk to a person. You can talk to a person and they'll tell you what's most important in their life. But if you follow them on a day to day, it'll become clear that what they said was most important is not really what they showed to be most important. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I hear a lot of people say, I want to be a better mom to my kid. I want to be a better dad. I want to do this. I want to make sure that my kids know I love them. But the whole time that your kids are there around you, you never spend time with them. You never talk to them. You never take time to
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah,
presence.
yeah.
At the same time, though, you will say to me that that's the most important thing in your life, but are you showing it? You take
Right.
husbands and wives. They want their marriage to get better. What's the most important thing? Loving my wife, loving my husband, being a good, family. But
Yeah.
then when you look at them, the only thing that I see here is not the most important thing in your life, what you said, but the
Yeah.
only thing I see is your selfish attitude, your
Yeah.
selfish intentions, your selfish actions. But my thing is going into 2018, have you identified what's important in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
life?
yeah.
Have you identified that? Because when you sit down and you make a list and you judge yourself,
Come on now.
have I really made this the most important thing in my life? Have I really been dedicating my time to this in my life?
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
I really been putting up the sacrifice that it takes for this to be the most important thing? Can this if loving your children is the most important thing, can they see it?
That's right.
Have you shown it?
That's right.
If being a better husband is your biggest priority, or being a better wife, can they see it? Have you showed it? Have you sacrificed to do it? And that's the understanding. It's only over time that you realize you haven't spent enough time doing what's important when things don't turn out the way you expect them. It's
Yeah,
after
yeah.
years that you realize I haven't been investing the time that I need to in
Right.
my marriage now, after it's become broken or
Right.
shattered. You
Yeah.
realize with your kids as they get older, something was not right. What I thought I was doing, I really wasn't doing. And I've heard so many parents say that, in a parent-child relationship, something I missed. Because over time you realize something didn't go the way I thought it was going. My question then, what did you think that you were doing? And how did you go about doing it? Have you identified what's important? I want you to consider that. Have you identified what's important? One of the things I really highlight uh, is that we have a responsibility to make the best use of our limited time. Are you chasing what's urgent, or are you chasing what's important? Are you chasing what's urgent, or are you building, investing in what's important? I want you to understand something. To build and to invest, it takes so much more than to spend. It takes me a week to make a check, but I can spend the whole check in one day. What did I say? What am I saying? I'm saying the things that are most important, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. You have to decide in 2018 that you are going to do those things that are most important in your life. And as I said, this is a part one to a part two lesson. But looking back over 2017 and you evaluate, and then looking forward into your 2018, the question is, have you identified what's important, and have you taken responsibility over your own actions, over your own time, to invest the time necessary to reach these goals, to make sure that the things that are important are being taken care of, as opposed to the things that you just want to feel like doing at this point? You understand what I'm saying? It is our responsibility to make the best use of our limited time. So say it one more time after me. Say, my time is valuable. My time is valuable. Say it again. My time is valuable, and I have to be responsible with my time. Say that. I have to be responsible with my time. All right, all right. As we roll on to a close, I am doing so good on time. I'm proud of myself. Normally, I'd be going over time. All right. All right, here's the things. Are you chasing the things that are urgent in your life, or are you working towards building on the things and relationships that are important to you? And here's the thing. If you are chasing the urgencies, there's a good chance that you may not have identified the correct priorities in your life. One of the ways that you can tell if your priorities have been messed up. And we haven't even got to the text yet to seek ye first. We haven't got to the seek ye first yet. We haven't. We going there though, but we rolling into it. Here's the thing. The thing is, if you one good indication that your priorities may be a little offline is your sense of fulfillment. Do you feel fulfilled in your life? Some people are accomplished but not fulfilled. It's a difference. Some people have accomplished things that other people haven't accomplished, but they're still yearning for something. My fulfillment should come from my accomplishments. That's what you would think. But the thing is that you can accomplish a whole bunch, but not really hit the mark of what it is that you wanted to hit. And then the question becomes, what have you really been doing? Have you, and I don't want to confuse anybody, but some people are very accomplished, but they are really unfulfilled. And so one of the things that I use, for myself is once I reach that and achieve that, will that give me fulfillment? Right. It may feel good, but will that give me fulfillment? And then if it don't, then I have to question what it is that I'm really doing. What am I really trying to accomplish? You understand? The worst feeling in the world is to work, put your blood, sweat, and tears to get somewhere that you think is going to make you happy, and you get there and you still not happy. The understanding is one good indication that your priorities may be out of line is your sense of fulfillment. With all the things that you have accomplished, are you fulfilled? You can be in love, right, with a person who you don't get along with, right? Let's just say, I'm using this as an example. You can be in love with a person that you simply don't get along with, right? And after time, over time, you're beating a dead horse. You feel drained, right? You feel used up. You feel, man, what have we accomplished in all this arguing? What have we accomplished in all of this fussing and all of this turmoil? As opposed to having a relationship that brings you fulfillment. You can argue or have a disagreement and never lose a sense of fulfillment in the relationship.
Right.
You understand the difference? Still go to bed and be in love because together we are fulfilled. We feel fulfilled. There's a fulfillment between us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's different to be accomplished. People be together for 20 years but have not accomplished a successful marriage. They just stayed together. But have y'all fulfilled one another? Or do you feel fulfilled in this? You understand what I'm saying? It's a good indication that your priorities may be a little askew. If your priorities are in the wrong place, you will end up with a lot of wasted time and a lot of wasted effort. That's the worst thing you can end up with. A whole lot of time doing a whole lot of stuff that you really look back on and realize, man, I was just spinning my wheels all of that time. Here's what I would say at the conclusion of this lesson at 25 minutes and 30 seconds. Don't get caught up wasting valuable time with invaluable people or doing invaluable things. If there was one thing that I could have preached to Marcus Stewart 20 years ago, don't waste time.
Yeah.
You enjoy time, but don't waste time. Enjoy time is best for me after I've produced the things that I'm supposed to produce. Now I can enjoy my time.
Yeah.
That to me says my priorities are in the right place. If I wake up, well, I'm not even gonna go there because I ain't trying to call nobody out. But the understanding is, have you been working towards the things that are most important in your life? Or have you been chasing your lusts, chasing your passions, your desires? Have you been grinding, working towards the things that are going to bring you the most fulfillment, most productivity in your life? Or are you chasing your body around, whatever I feel like doing today? No, the understanding is that if you are going to build something that's going to be lasting, you have to identify your priorities. The two prayers I got to pray. Lord, show me the things that I need to invest more time and attention to in 2018.
Yeah.
I want you to adopt that prayer. I want y'all to adopt that prayer. God, show me the things that I need to invest more time into going into 2018. The first prayer, Lord, show me what I need to invest more time into this year. Show me the people who I need to invest more time into for 2018. The second prayer, Lord, show me the things I need to invest less time into for 2018. Lord, show me the people that I need to invest less time and effort into for 2018. This is what we're dealing with tonight. Are your priorities sound? Are your priorities real? Are they? Is it something that's lasting? I went to a funeral, and it's going into the next lesson, but I'm not gonna call no names. But the understanding is a friend of mine, good close friend of mine, passed away, and if you know him, you know you're cool with him. You love. He was the coolest. He was the coolest guy ever. Cool, but he spent most of his days chasing the party. And that's fine. Like I say, I have nothing against nobody that do that. I have nothing against anyone that do that. But at the end of the day, at the funeral, when it came time for somebody to say something, nobody stood up.
Wow.
And that's, I'm not saying that that's a good or bad thing, but the understanding is your whole life you've been chasing something that brought you no fulfillment, and you didn't touch anybody's life. His children weren't as close to him. And the question is, what did you do with your whole life? I got high. I had a lot of women. I had some great parties. And that's the thing. Sometimes we waste time doing so many things. We waste time trying to get somebody to come around. I need to stop wasting time trying to help or fix somebody else. I'm going to tell you something. Everybody that's in a relationship. This goes for husbands, wives, parents, and children. Your job is not to fix the other person. I guarantee you, parents, for all of your children, if there is something wrong with your child, you are not going to fix your child. You are not there to fix your children. You are there to guide your children. Get that. Understand that. That's number one. Relationships. If you are in a relationship to fix the other person, you need to get out of the relationship. You are not in a relationship to fix the other person. You are in a relationship to enjoy the other person. You understand that? So the more time, if you had spent time in 2017 trying to fix the person you're in a relationship with, ultimately it's not gonna happen. I want to minister to you. Now you may say Marcus is no. You can say that all you want to, but try it. Over time, you will see you cannot fix another person. What you can, that's right. I want us to understand that. If you have spent 2017 trying to fix your boyfriend or trying to fix your girlfriend, ultimately they're probably not the right one for you. You cannot fix nobody. Lord, show me the people who I need to invest less time into. I shouldn't be trying to fix the person that I'm with. I should be trying to love the person that I'm with. Are you understanding that? To love somebody as opposed to trying to fix somebody. And think of the dynamics of that relationship. And so with that, I hope it was a blessing to you. Thank you for tuning in. Catch us next week for the conclusion of this lesson, priorities. Where are your priorities? Thank you once again for tuning in. Share that with somebody. Tell somebody about us. Please share the video. Remember, find us on YouTube, TGF Television. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, _God Movement. Like us on Facebook, The God Movement. And look up our website, www.thegodmovement.com. Not that many W's, though. Amen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope to see you next week. God bless you, and God bless you as well. Be blessed.